Coach, let me start out talking about Jay Newbert. We love to talk about his offense because that's flashy. Describe the defense he played tonight.
Yeah, I thought he played. He's always been a two-way player, and he gets up for, these types of games just like anybody who's competitive is. But good point, right? I thought he played all right on offense as well, but defense, so I thought he really good job. Did a good job of being disciplined to the game plan. Of how to guard a really good player, and I thought he made, he made some plays, but for the most part, I thought he did a good job fighting through screens and battling. Obviously, it's not an easy task guard number 22, that's for sure.
It seemed that, would you agree that Melrose, with their game plan, they were trying to attack the rim, especially in that first half. How was Sauk Center trying to defend that?
Yeah, I thought they were getting us some ball screens, and for a few times we were dragging. Troy and Chad we had to fight over the top of the ball screen, so we had to drag out until Jay or whoever's guarding the guy coming off the screen got back. And I thought they pinned us on some rolls where our help was a little bit late. And it's not an easy task, right? With especially with 51 Goyle, right, or 6'6" rolling. Sometimes we got caught with a little mismatch on who had to help on him. I thought they did a good job of spacing the floor. And ultimately the game's pretty much comes down, and at this time of the year you got to make shots, and you obviously you got to compete. And I thought both teams competed. I was just really happy with our defense, like you said, to start, but also obviously throughout the whole course of the game.
Well, certainly in the playoffs, and as any season goes along, the physical play really picks up. Can you talk about some of the players on your team that can do a good job of handling that kind of contact?
Yeah, I think we're, you look at our team. I don't want to compare from past years, but we've been in big games, Mark. We've got some guys who have been through the ringer before in multiple sports, but I think everybody can in their own little way. You bring off Troy and Jarek off the bench. Obviously, they're definitely physically strong for their nature. Jacobs, that's not necessarily his role, but at the same time, he uses his length and scraps a little bit. Damien's strong. Ethan's strong, obviously, within football. Jay, Andrew. So to answer my question, I trust everybody to play in that big game just because we have experience. And obviously, we all know once you get to, the playoffs, that things shift a little bit, right? And it kind of separates who's tough, who isn't. And we know we're going to have to be tough.
Well, again, it seems that every team at this point now, it's not only just your star, but everybody has to contribute, right? Who are some of the guys that are doing a good job, maybe not as the top scorer, but just contributing in a nice way?
I feel like Jarek's really improved for us. He's an energy and sometimes a little jumpy, but I feel like throughout the year we kind of talked to him, man, you crash really hard, but you're not really getting rebounds, right? You're getting tips and whatnot. I feel like I don't remember what the score is, but he got a big rebound tonight. I think we were up 14, then they cut it to 7. He got a rebound. We ended up getting a 2 off of it, so I thought that was a huge play, a very, very little play that didn't go unnoticed by us. Troy's playing strong. Obviously, Andrew, I don't think he scored very much tonight, but I think it's got to be different guys every night. I don't think it's got to be one specific player. But I like the way we're gelling as a team, and like I've said, I really think we can win different types of game. At the Osakis game last week, we didn't play well. 2 for 17 from 3, kind of an ugly, no-flow game. But I thought our guys found a way to battle and win that type of game. We've played games with Montevideo where we had to score 78 points against a state caliber-ish team. And then obviously tonight this was more kind of in the middle as far as style. So I like that we can play in different styles. I think that's an important thing in the playoffs because you're going to see to win it all, you're going to see probably 4 different types of styles.
As you look at the QRF right now in this section, it's really hard to figure out, isn't it? Where do you think you stand right now?
I think we're close to being the 3, but not far from being the 5, so I have no idea. And I don't know that I have a preference. I don't think, obviously you just got the cliche one game at a time. So whoever we play first round, obviously that's, what we'll focus on first. And then whether we have to play Legacy, Spectrum, if we're fortunate to win, obviously, first round, whether we have to play Legacy, Spectrum, or Osakis, that's going to be a tough game no matter who you have to play. So I think it's kind of whatever. I'm not an expert. I think we're right around being the 3, but, assuming Spectrum won tonight as well, I'm not exactly sure.
Too, just one final point here is that a team will make a run at a team that has a nice lead. Like Sauk Center was up comfortably, but then here's Melrose knocking down a couple of threes. But I was sensing with the Sauk Center boys, there was no panic in their eyes, was it?
I think that's because we've been in big games, right? You have to, the poise within staying calm when things, it's not always going to go your way, right? And I, as a coach, have to do a better job myself at trusting us to make plays when we need. And the play that stands out to me, I think there's a 50-50 loose ball in the defensive end. We came up with it when we really needed it. And then the opposite end, I thought Jarek had a huge offensive rebound. I don't know how much time was left at that moment, but I really felt like that was a relief. We really needed a bucket. Weren't going to get one, got an extra possession, and then ended up scoring. But, yeah, I trust our guys. I think we're pretty calm in nature. You look at throughout our roster, Andrew's not going to get too worked up, right? Jay's not going to get too worked up. So we have some guys that have, been there, done that kind of thing.
So would you say you always, in theory, you want to be playing your best at the end? Are the Sauk Center guys playing their best basketball right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think defensively we are. I do. You want to beat good teams at the end of the year, and we have. Obviously, Melrose is a really good team. Okay, they can make a run and beat anybody, obviously. But I thought it was interesting. The other day I was listening to the UConn coach, and he was talking about how last year going into the tournament, he didn't really feel like they were ready to make a run. So sometimes I don't know that you overly feel. Obviously, you're always confident. Why play 26 games, right? I say this almost every time. If you don't think you can win 4 in a row, but I don't think you ever really know it. He was talking about they got bounced, I believe, first round in the Big East tournament. They were the 11 seed in that tournament, and then UConn got hot and made a run. So I trust our guys. I think we can. I think we can do it, Mark, and I think they can do it as well. But obviously, it's not going to be easy. Section 6 AA is loaded.
Well, I guess we'll find out, right?
Yeah, March brings out the best in people, and especially, I think you have to earn. Your habits have to earn playing well in March, and hopefully ours have.